In this video, what we're going to be talking about is, can you achieve enlightenment? Is enlightenment something that you can achieve? The answer is no. You can't achieve enlightenment because the person, the ego, the unconscious thought patterns, which is what the ego means, cannot achieve enlightenment, because enlightenment is not something that you can achieve. Your sense of self cannot claim that you have achieved enlightenment. It's not possible. You can't get enlightenment, because the getting is already implying that there's some kind of future to get to. True enlightenment is realizing that there is nothing to get, and that all you have to do is be present to the moment right here, right now. Just be connected to the moment so deeply that the thoughts can't survive. The ego can't survive. The ego can't actually be controlling you as much. And when I say ego, I'm talking about the unconscious thought patterns that are controlling our life without us realizing it. Because a lot of us have all this attention and focus and energy unconsciously redirected to the thinking in our heads, which is controlling our life. And so the opposite of that, being extremely connected to the moment, is what people would consider enlightenment. Because when I started meditating every single day 3 years ago, what I learned is how to observe my thoughts rather than be attached to them. And when I learned how to observe my thoughts rather than be attached to them, what I learned is how to disidentify from my thinking, not be so attached to my thinking, not take my thinking so seriously. And then as a result of that, I also learned how to connect more deeply into the moment, see the beauty and the aliveness of the moment, rather than be so absorbed in my thinking. And so when I began to do this, what I learned is how to not be so identified with my thinking. And when you learn how to do this, that's what enlightenment really is. Not attaching to your thinking, not getting so sucked into the thinking. And here's the thing though, is that you're never gonna get enlightenment. I'm not enlightened by any means. But I will say that I'm not attached to my thinking as much as I used to be. And so when you learn how to do this, this is where true peace and joy and contentment actually comes from, because most of us are stuck in our heads. Most of us are completely stuck in our heads without us even realizing it. We don't even realize that we're stuck in our heads, and it's actually controlling our decisions and our actions and the way we live our life. And we're making decisions that are based on anxiety, fear, and worry, impatience, disease. All the decisions that most of us are making is based on all those things. So what would be the opposite of that? Being connected to the moment. Making a decision that when you realize that you're unconsciously stuck in your head, you make a decision to step out of your thinking and just go into the moment right here, right now. But what is the moment? What does it mean to be present to the moment? It means that you're so connected to what you're feeling, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, the sensations in your body, and you go to that place and you stick with that. Because here's the thing, when you learn how to meditate, you actually learn how to stop being so absorbed into the thinking, okay? And so for 20, 30 minutes, you can learn how to step out of the thinking and enter the moment. But then you go back into your daily life and you might go back into the thinking, and you only get temporary relief from those thoughts. But here's the thing though, when you can learn how to actually live your life the same way that you would live in that meditation, that is what I think enlightenment really is pointing to, is getting to a state of awareness where you can actually be living your life and your whole life becomes a meditation, where your whole life becomes being in a flow state as much as you possibly can, being right now, right here in this moment, being so absorbed in the activities that you're doing, whether you're recording a video, whether you're talking to somebody, whether you're performing your art, whether you are following any kind of passion, any activity. You're so absorbed in that activity that the activity itself doesn't depend on a result, but you're doing the activity just to do the activity for the activity itself. And you become extremely present to the moment. You become extremely aware of what you're doing just to do the activity. That's called a flow state. And when you can live your life from that place, that is what, in my opinion, achieving enlightenment is. But Here's the thing though, is that you can't claim that you achieved enlightenment, because once again, if you say that you achieved enlightenment, that is your ego talking, and the ego, the thought patterns, the sense of self that is based on thoughts cannot achieve enlightenment. Only the deeper part of you can achieve enlightenment. But then at that point, you haven't achieved it, because you just are being present to the moment. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this kind of content, then consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want to go a little bit deeper and connect with me and get out of the thinking, stop being so absorbed by all the thinking in your head, let go of these reactive patterns, connect more deeply into the present moment, then consider applying for a free consultation in the website that is in the description box below. Have yourself a great day, and see you in the next video.